I'm Anna Runkle, also known as the Crappy Childhood Fairy. I'm in the middle right now of creating my new dysregulation boot camp, and I tell a story in there about waking up dysregulated sometimes, which is why I recommend to everyone that they have a consistent morning routine. But one of the things I wanted to share with everybody is about the phenomenon of emotional flashbacks. And this is a concept that was introduced to me by Pete Walker, who is a hero and pioneer to many of us working to heal Cptsd. And I'll give you a link to his work in the description below. But emotional flashbacks are very similar to ordinary flashbacks that are well known in connection to adult onset PTSD, the kind combat veterans might get after battle. And in that kind of flashback, a person might be experiencing feelings and sensations connected to the traumatic event, and it hijacks the nervous system and it keeps looping, but they know that it's happening and they know what the memory is about. An emotional flashback is something common for those of us who experienced neglect and abuse when we were little. The feeling comes back without any associated memories, and because there's no information there, you might be thinking that the feeling is about what's happening in the present. An emotional flashback might feel like irritability or sadness or a feeling like you can't move or a feeling like you've just got to get away from your current circumstances. When I get it, it's a feeling of agitation that is there when I wake up, and it generally follows the same telltale pattern. I wake up already ruminating about things and feeling stressed out. Before I know I'm even awake sometimes, my mind will just fill up with a giant to-do list. And then it's like a computer crashing. I get completely overwhelmed with a sense that there's too much to do and no one else is doing their share, and I'm gonna have to do everything. And I have a husband and 2 teenage sons, so there is always a certain amount of truth to that. But the emotional flashback is not really connected to that. It's coming from my early childhood, growing up neglected and drowning in chaos from my parents' alcoholism, and freaking out that, oh my God, the grown-ups are not going to feed me or get me to school, and if I'm going to survive this, I'm going to have to do everything. And it was terrifying, and it made me despair, and it left me with a lot of anger that seems to have burned way back into my wiring. So the overwhelm I wake up with sometimes is not about the to-do list, it's a flashback. I have to do everything or else. And when it's happening, it looks totally to be about my present situation to me, even though I have pretty good circumstances right now. And if I don't stop, notice what's happening, and take measures to re-regulate, my overwhelm will be going along at a pretty good throttle by the time my husband wakes up. And he knows before I know. I bring him a cup of coffee and I think I'm being all nice, but he sees that list I've made, this long list, and he's like, uh-oh. And I can see he's trying to find a way to scooch on out of the bedroom before it starts. And that means I'd better go get myself re-regulated, or there's going to be an argument. About what? About my feeling that I have to do everything. So you might relate to this. The next telltale sign is he might agree to do anything I ask, but it doesn't fix the feeling I'm having. So he'll say, did you already write and meditate today? And that's the hint I'm obliged to take. For me to have a life largely free of symptoms of childhood PTSD, I gotta follow the morning routine that helps me re-regulate. I do it on good days, I do it on bad days, because re-regulation, it's like a muscle, and I want to keep it strong. So I'm teaching all about this in my Dysregulation Bootcamp. It's a 20-day online program. You can get a link to it below. And if you have emotional flashbacks, give us a comment about it. Tell us what it's like and what you do about it. And while you're at it, subscribe to this channel. And be sure to check out all the links in the description section below so you can connect with all kinds of healing tools and information at Crappy Childhood Fairy. You can get started on all of this healing today. So I will see you in a few days.